Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. The paper which we were all waiting is now available. It is my pleasure to present to you the most recent Maths Paper 1 that was written in November 2024. Before we move on to our solutions for November 2024, I would want to take this opportunity to advertise to you about my online lessons which I teach through WhatsApp every day in the evening. I have created this platform to assist those who want to supplement maths and science, but they will be at work during the day. This also assists those who stays in South Africa, Botswana, etc., who just want to come and write their exams. In fact, the classes welcomes everyone, even students who will be at school during the day. I teach combined science from 7 to 8 p.m. and maths from 8 to 9 p.m. every day from Monday to Friday. If interested to join, please contact me on 0776 824159. I didn't manage to get the actual PDF, but someone sent the pictures of November 2024 Maths Paper 1. Unfortunately, the pics were not that visible to be printed, so I have to retype the questions in solution. So I will be explaining the solutions for the first 8 questions. Stay tuned till we are done with the paper. Let's dive into the solution for the first 8 questions of November 2024 Maths Paper 1. So the first question, it was on approximation. It was saying express 0,09874 correct to the nearest tenth. So our tenth is the second zero, our 100th is 9, our 1000th is 8. So what we are going to do is that we need to check the number that is after our tenth, which is 9. And then we check if it is greater than 5. We can see that 9 is greater than 5. So we are going to round up so that our final answer is going to be 0,1. And then the next part, it is saying express 0,09874 correct to 2 significant figures. So the first significant figure is 9, the second is 8. So we are going to look at 7. If it is greater than 5, we can see that 7 is greater than 5. So we are going to round up so that our final answer is going to be 0,099. And then on 1A part 3, we are required to express from ordinary form to standard form. So want to express 0,09874 in standard form. So if we are expressing a small number that is below 1, what we just need to do is that we need to count the number of zeros before the real value. So there are 2 zeros before 9. We are going to raise 10 to the power of -2. And also, you need to know that the standard form value, they range from 1 to 9. So we are going to put our comma between 9 and 8 so that our final answer is going to be 9.874 times 10 to the power of -2. So that was all about our first question. Let us proceed to number 2. Number 2 was saying express 1225 as a product of its prime factors. So the first prime number that divides into 1225 is 5. So we say 5 into 1225, we are going to get 245. And then we say 5 into 245, we are going to get our answer is 49. and then the lowest prime number that divides into 49 is 7. 7 into 49, 7. 7 into 7, 1. So you need to divide till you reach 1. And then we are going to write 1225 is 5 times 5 times 7 times 7. Both expressions, they are accepted. Either you write 5 times 5 times 7 times 7, or we are going to write in index form. It is going to be 5 squared times 7 squared. So that is how you get the first 2 marks. And then the part B, it is requiring us to find the square root of 1225 using the answer that we have obtained in part A. So what we are going to do here, if we are calculating the square root, we first need to express the number as a product of its prime factors, and then we express in index form. We divide those smaller powers by 2. So if we say 5 to the power of 2 divided by 2, it is going to be 5 to the power of 1. And then 7 to the power of 2 divided by 2, it is going to be 7. So 5 times 7, we are finally going to get our answer is 35. So the square root of 1225 is 35. That was all about the second question. Let us proceed to number 3. Number 3, it was a question on ratio or consumer arithmetic. It is saying Kate, James, and Jake shared 3,042 in the ratio 4:3:2, respectively. Find how much Kate got more than Jake. What we need to do here is that we need to first find the total ratio. We say 4 plus 3 plus 2, we get 9. And then the share for Kate, it is going to be 4/9 times 3,042. We get 1,352. And then the share for Jake, we are going to say 2/9 times 3,042 in order to get 676. So the amount that Kate got more than Jake, it is going to be their difference. So it is going to be 1,352 minus 676. In order to find our final answer is 676. So that was all about number 3. It was having 3 marks. Let us proceed to number 4. Number 4, it was saying in a school, learners start at 7:45 in the morning and they end at 3:15 p.m. We are supposed to express 3:15 p.m. in 24-hour notation. So you just need to add 12 hours in given time, which is going to be in 12-hour notation. So if we say 3:15 plus 12 hours, we are going to get our answer is 15 hours. That is how you convert from 12-hour notation to 24-hour notation. You can only add if the time is in PM, but if it is in AM, the time in AM is going to be the same time in 24-hour notation. For example, let's say 7 a.m., it is going to be 7 hours. Another one is 10 p.m., it is going to be 10 hours, right? Let us proceed to part B. Part B is saying find the total time for lessons on each day. So to find the total time, we are going to say end time minus starting time. So we need to convert 3:15 into 24-hour notation. It is going to give us 15:15. So we say 15:15 and then we convert 7:45 to 24-hour notation also. It is going to be 7:45. And then we say 15:15 minus 7:45. If we say 15 minus 45, it can't. So we are supposed to borrow an hour from 15. When we borrow that hour, it means that we are now having 14 instead of 15. And we add that 60 minutes onto 15 so that it is now 75. and then we then say 75 minus 45, we get 30. 14 minus 7, we get 7. So the total time that is spent at school is 7 hours 30 minutes. So that was all about number 4. Let us proceed to number 5. Number 5, it was a question on similarity. It is saying XQZ and YPZ are straight lines that are meeting at Z. XY and QP are parallel. XY is equal to 6 centimeters. QP is equal to 4 centimeters. XQ is equal to 9 centimeters. And QZ is equal to X centimeters. On the first part, we are supposed to name 2 triangles that are similar. So triangle XYZ is similar to triangle OPZ. And then we need to find the length of QZ. So XY is similar to OP, YZ is similar to PZ, XZ is similar to OZ, right? So we need to find the scale factor that we need to multiply the bigger triangle into smaller triangle. So we say XY times scale factor is equal to OP. Our XY, we are having 6, and our OP is equal to 4. So we need to make scale factor the subject of formula. We are going to divide both sides by 6 so that our scale factor is 2/3. That scale factor is going to be used on all the sides, right? So we are given that XZ is similar to OZ. So we need to multiply XZ by that scale factor. And our XZ, it is 9 plus X. So we say 9 plus X times 2/3 is equal to OZ. And then we need to expand our brackets. If we say 9 times 2/3, we are going to get 6. And then 2/3 times X, we get 2/3 X. This is going to be equal to OZ, which is equal to X. And then after that, we need to solve that equation. We are going to shift 2/3 X to be on the other side. It is going to be subtracted. So if we say X minus 2/3, we are going to get 1/3. And then we now have 6 is equal to 1/3 X. So for us to make X the subject of formula, we are going to multiply both sides by 3 so that our X is going to be 18 centimeters. So it implies that our X is equal to 18 centimeters. By doing that, you get all the 3 marks. Let us now proceed to number 6. Number 6, it was a question on statistics. It is saying the table shows the number of learners in each group of class. Those who are aged 13 years, they are 9. Those who are aged 14, they are 26. Those who are aged 15, they are 5. So the first question is then saying, using the table, find the total number of learners in the class. So we are going to say 9 plus 26 plus 5. In order to get our answer is 40 learners. And then on part B, the probability that learner chosen at random is 13 years old. It is going to be 9 over total, which is 9 over 40. And then lastly, the probability that if 2 learners are chosen at random, the first is aged 13 years and the second is aged 15 years. So the probability that someone selected is aged 13 years, it is 9 over 40. And then the probability of 15 years, it is going to be 5, but the denominator is not going to be 40 because the selection of the first one with 13 years, it is going to affect the total. We are now having 39 learners instead of 40. So we are going to say 9 over 40 times 5 over 39 in order to get our final answer is 3 over 104. So that was all about statistics question that was in November 2024. Let us proceed to number 7. Number 7, it was a question on vectors. Number 7a is saying, find the vector p such that 1, 3 minus p is equal to 0 minus 3, 2 marks. What we are going to do here is that we need to make vector p the subject of formula. We are going to shift it to the other side. On the left side, it was negative p. So on the right side, it is going to be positive vector p. And then 0 minus 3, it was positive on the right side. When we shift it to be on the other side, it is going to be subtracted. So we now say 1 minus 0, we get 1. 3 minus 3, we are going to get 6. So it implies that vector p is equal to 1, 6. So that was all about 7a. And then 7b, it is saying, hence find the modulus of p, which is the magnitude of vector p. So when we are calculating the magnitude of vector, we are going to say the square root of 1 squared plus 6 squared, which is equal to square root of 37. 37 is a prime number, so that said it can be simplified further. We are going to leave our answer as square root of 37 units. That was all about number 7. And then finally today we are going to look at the question on inequalities. It was saying solve the inequality 3x minus 2 is less than 10 plus x, which is less than 5x plus 2. And the question was carrying out 3 marks. So what we are going to do here is that we need to solve these inequalities in pairs. For the first pair, we say 3x minus 2 is less than 10 plus x. We are going to shift that positive x to be on the other side. It's going to be subtracted. And then we shift minus 2 to be on the other side. It is going to be added. So 3x minus x, we get 2x, right? And then 10 plus 2, we get 12. We then divide both sides by 2 so that we are now having x is less than 6. That is the first part. And then the second part, we are going to say 10 plus x is less than 5x plus 2. We are going to shift that x to the other side. It is going to be subtracted. And then we shift positive 2 to the other side. It is going to be subtracted. 10 minus 2, we get 8. And then 5x minus x, we get 4x. We then divide both sides by 4 so that our answer is going to be 2 is less than x. So we then combine our solution into one. 2 is less than x, which is less than 6. That is going to be our final answer. And then after that, part B is then saying, hence find a perfect square number which satisfies the given inequality. So the perfect square number that lies between 2 and 6 is 4. By writing 4, you get your mark. So let us end here. This marks the end of our tutorial today on the first 8 questions that were in November 2024, Maths Paper 1. Let us meet again in some revisions to come. I'm going to wind off the paper. So it requires me to first type and type the question. That is why I didn't manage to complete the paper today, but I promise I will give the solutions for the whole paper. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Thank you all for following me on this channel. This is Eve signing out.